Tattu Adavus. Lesson 1. Striking the feet. Biomechanically, maintaining and sitting in Aramandi is different from striking your feet in it. Making contact with the ground with a hard thud is not something I recommend for long-term protection of your joints. I have discovered that I can create the same visual impact of striking the feet while landing it softly, but still maintaining the muscle activation so as to create the firmness that dancers seek while striking the feet. Once all the correct muscle activations are recruited in Aramandi, as outlined in part 3 of the Art of the Aramandi series, the striking of the feet is performed in 3 steps. Step 1. Transfer your weight to the left leg in Aramandi. Step 2. Lift your right heel to your bottom by flexing at the knee. Step 3. Land the foot to the ground without making a loud sound in a controlled manner and without shifting your weight onto the foot. Now, the other side. Step 1. Transfer. Step 2. Lift. Step 3. Strike. Step 1. Transfer. Step 2. Lift. Step 3. Strike. Transfer. Lift. Strike. Transfer. Lift. Strike. Transfer. Lift. Strike. Notice that the Adavus are performed right and left sides alternating without any significant sway. All Tattu Adavus are performed in 3 speeds. In the lower speed, it is important to bring the heel to your bottom completely. However, in the higher speeds, this is not possible. Raise your foot before you strike it to the extent possible in the higher speeds, striking the feet while standing. This is also done in the same manner by transfer of weight, lifting and bringing the heel to the bottom and landing the foot to the ground softly without making a loud sound. Transfer, lift, strike. Transfer, lift, strike. Transfer, lift, strike. This Tattu Adavus series is traditionally practiced with the hands held at the waist. Once you're comfortable with the Adavus, you may add upper body and arm movements that will prepare you for the forthcoming Nattu Adavu, Pakku Adavu and higher series. I find the addition of these movements aiding in filling gaps that are not addressed in the traditional Adavu repertoire. Tattu Adavu, first step. Strike the feet 1 beat on the right and then 1 on the left. You may sit for 2 beats and stand for 2 beats in the beginning as you build the strength in your Aramandi. Upper body. In this step, we shall place the hands at the chest level along the T-plane. The T-plane is exactly what it sounds like, the plane you create when you extend your arms in the shape of the alphabet T. Placing the hands in this position and not lower, in my opinion, creates the best visual effect in Adavus. Draw your shoulder blades down and activate your lats. Holding the Kataka Mukha Mudra, start out by striking your feet in Aramandi like this. Teiya, tei, teiya, tei, teiya, tei, teiya, tei. In the advanced level, you can add a gentle shoulder movement coordinated with the eyes, glancing at the mudra and then straight ahead. Important technique tips. Keep your mudra bent backwards at the chest so it doesn't fall in any plane. Shoulder movement is initiated at the shoulder blade and is a subtle pull back or retraction followed by a return. Let us do it together. Tei, ya, tei. 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 Step 2 of the Tattu Adavus. In the second step, you will strike each leg 2 times like this. Tei, ya, tei. Tei, ya, tei. Tei, ya, tei. Tei, ya, tei. When you're comfortable with the feet, add these arm movements. Start by placing the Kataka Mukha Mudras at the level of the chest at the T-plane. Alternatingly, stretch your hand in Alapadma to the front and bring it back to Kataka Mukha at the chest, coordinating with the beats on the legs as you see in this video. Tei, ya, tei. Tei, ya, tei. Tei, ya, tei. Tei, ya, tei. General technique tips. The mudra needs to fully extend and should not drop down or twist in any manner. The entire extended arm should be at the level of your shoulder. This is important even during the transitions. Curving the hand down changes the movement aesthetic. In this series, you will master moving the arm in a straight line along the plane of the shoulder. Be sure to open the thumb out in Alapadma Mudra to create the perfect line from the shoulder to the edge of the mudra. The shoulder should not rotate forward but be securely placed along the same level as the back. Precision in timing of transitions, extensions and return allows for a clean execution, which is especially important in group choreographies. Let us do the second Tattu Adavus together. Tei, ya, tei. 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 Variation for advanced level. We're introducing a new movement of the torso in this step. We will dip the torso and return it like this. Dip, return, dip, return. Dip, return, dip, return. This dip is different from a bending or hip flexion, which looks like this. The dip is controlled by core muscles. You bend forward just enough so your abdominal muscles engage, and then you return back to normal or home position. Dips are the basis of a range of torso movements that can be added to Bharathanatyam movements to elevate their aesthetics. Now let us add arm movements to the torso movement. As you notice, the full extension of the arm or the full return of the arm occurs in the return or home position of the torso. Note that during the dip, the arm does not lower below the shoulder. This is a very useful compensation that you need to master as it is used a lot in the higher series. In general, all head movements and eye movements will follow the arm movements. Important technique tips. Torso movement is independent of hand movement. Do not dip the hand as the torso dips. I find it useful to think that I am shooting my forefinger forward in as straight a line as I can make as I move it from the chest to its full extension. Dip the torso without rounding shoulders or dropping the arm. Head plays follow the leader to the torso movement. Eyes should follow the hands and trace their movement. Let us do this step together. Continue watching the Tattu Adavus 3 and 4 in the next part of Anweshana on the inner circle.